Welcome. Today is very exciting because I want to introduce another technique to you, and this is called the Moeller Technique. Now, this is a really valuable tool when you want to get past a certain point with your speed, your volume, and your endurance. Okay? So, this motion focuses on the whipping of the wrist. Okay? Now, a gentleman by the name of Sanford Augustus Moeller introduced this movement to another renowned educator by the name of Jim Chapin. And Jim traveled the world and shared this technique with thousands of drummers, including one of my teachers, Dom Famularo. So you're getting this straight down the line here. Now, let me just do a couple strokes so that you see what the hand does and how the wrist moves. Okay? All right. So really what I'm doing is I'm leading with my wrist as my arm comes up, and then when I get to a certain point, I'm going to reverse that motion and I'm going to whip it down. Jim Chapin talked about shaking the grease off the hand, and that's one thing that always stuck in my mind as I was learning this is if you have some grease on your hand and you lift that wrist up, you're going to shake it off. Now, in order to achieve that, you need to stay relaxed. You see from my shoulder all the way through my fingers, I'm just coming up and I'm shaking, right? So without the stick in my hand, you could see how relaxed this motion is, and it's a very fluid motion too, okay? We're not doing anything choppy here. So if we put the stick back in our hand and start with the tips just resting on the pad, you lift from the wrist and then you whip down. Do it on this hand, lift from the wrist, whip down, okay? You get a tremendous amount of power from this motion. And in turn, because you generate that power, you transfer that momentum, you're going to generate many additional strokes along with it. So that's also where your speed will come from. And it is a circular motion. Within it is sort of like this really slight small figure 8. Okay? So if I'm bringing the stick up, it's whipping down in that figure 8 motion. Okay? You're getting that slight 8. So when something stays circular, it's continuous, right? And it just makes sense that it will be fluid if it's continuous. That's the whole point of this movement. This technique is really well explained in the It's Your Move Motions and Emotions book by Dom Famularo and Joe Bergamini. This is a must. You must have that book to really practice some of the exercises concerning the Moeller technique. I also recommend checking out Jim Chapin's video, Speed, Power, Endurance, Control. Okay? So those are going to be some very important resources along the way. And in the meantime, just think, shake the grease off the hand. Okay? That's all we have to think about. Use a mirror between each stroke and have fun.